Welcome to our daily hovers. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today we're playing for the game House Hunted, where we decide to move to a new town, and now we need to find somewhere we can live. Oh, what a long bus ride. But I'm glad I'm finally here. You look around yourself, taking in the surroundings, breathing in the nauseating aroma of bus exhaust and oil. Well, there's obviously not much to look at here at the Grey Horse bus station. I'm sure the rest of the city is beautiful, just like the brochure said. Hopefully the apartment company was honest about having my new place ready for me to move in. Quickly grabbing your modest baggage from the bag lane, you straighten your clothes and walk towards the nearest visitor centre. There's a cafe nearby. I am starving right now. It'd be nice to have a pick-me-up. Coffee? I need the caffeine. I also kind of wanted to see the city. I could just wander around a little bit. Oh, I'm also pretty tired. Maybe I should just head to my apartment. You know what? I need the caffeine. Yeah, I think if I go any longer without eating something, I'll collapse. Coffee also sounds pretty great right now. We think alike. We are on the same wavelengths. Coffee wavelengths. You finally make your way to the nearest cafe. It's small and quaint, and you can hear the chatter of random patrons inside. You slowly step into the cafe, taking in the smooth, rich smell of brewing coffee and the sweet scent of the baked goods. It makes your stomach growl even louder and prompts you to rush up to the counter to place your order as quickly as you can. After placing your order and snatching up your dinner for the day, you scurry over to the furthest table away from anyone else to scarf them all down. The coffee is thick and strong and slides down your throat slower than you expect. It's an odd sensation, but strangely, not bad. The cake is an equally odd experience. You decided on coffee cake, but the flavour seems to be different with every bite you take, and it makes it hard to get used to eating it. There's also strange hard bits throughout it that pop and sizzle like pop rocks, but taste like cinnamon. You're so hungry right now though. You just deal with the weird food and focus on just getting it all in your stomach as quickly as possible. I find myself concerned, and I'm never usually concerned because coffee's involved. I'm sure it's fine. It's coffee after all. As you're focusing on your food, you don't notice the older looking man sit down at the table in front of you. Oh! I didn't notice you. Hello? Can I help you? The strange man adjusted his burning red blazer and cleared his throat. His movements were so odd and stiff, as if he was made of cardboard. You know, I've actually had this happen to me once. And I was like 15, so I was young. There was someone sat down next to me while I was having my McDonald's alone, and he started preaching at me. I'm pretty sure he's like some church minister guy trying to convince me to go to church. I was like, I just want to eat my burger, thanks. It was very uncomfortable. You're new in town? Lost and wandering? You need a place to call your own. The way he talked surprised you. His voice was so smooth, as if he's given the same speech a million times. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Mason Tallow, #1 realtor in all of the Uncanny Valley. I can help you find your dream home today. He quickly snatched a business card from his breast pocket, only for another identical business card to pop up and take its place. Magic! He offered it to you, his hand coming uncomfortably close to your face, making you flinch back a bit before taking it from him. Give me a call, and we can get you set up in your new house today, guaranteed. I'm not calling this guy. It's not happening. Okay. I should tell you, I already have an apartment lined up. so I don't think I'm in a place to be buying a whole house. Well, I'm getting John Doe vibes from you. Cousin of yours? That's quite alright. I'm sure you'll be giving me a call. I am the #1 realtor in all of the Uncanny Valley, after all. I have never had a disappointed buyer. You'll love the house I found just for you. I'll be waiting. You know, suddenly the coffee cake isn't seeming quite as strange. The strange realtor walked away before you could get a chance to argue, his long legs carrying him faster than you expected. You just shrugged and pocketed the business card. No harm in holding onto it in case something happens with the new apartment. You quickly finish up your food and beverage, making sure to leave a nice tip on the table before heading out to the apartment. As you approach your new apartment complex, you feel warm in your heart and can't help thinking about how you're finally getting a much needed change in your life. You take a deep breath in, taking in the cool, clean air of the valley, and step forward to find your apartment number. Oh, this seems familiar. Am I gonna find something squishy and red on my floor, John Doe? Ah, here it is. This is so exciting. I've been wanting my own apartment for a while. You go to turn the handle. Huh? The door doesn't budge as you twist the handle. You try again. It's locked? What the heck? They said the door would be unlocked when I got here. I should give them a call. Hello, Uncanny Valley apartment hunters. How may we help you? Hello? I'm supposed to move in today, but my apartment is locked. You can hear paper shuffling on the other side of the line, followed by what you can only describe as the roars of an animal you can't place. Ah, yes, you. We had a little issue with your apartment, and it won't be ready until tomorrow. I have apologies. Oh, no. What am I going to do now? What could the issue possibly be? Maybe you could pry more for a better explanation? But you also don't want to be rude. You know, at this point, no, it's not rude to require an explanation. I mean, they did promise us and we are kind of stuck now, so we're going to persist with this. What do you mean something happened? I don't really have anywhere else to go. You hear the clicking of what sounds like a typewriter for a few moments and a loud, annoyed sigh. We've been having some issues. You wait for an elaboration, but you're met with an awkward, long silence instead. Yeah? What are the issues? More typing and paper tearing? Is that a blender? Your apartment will be ready tomorrow. Do you need anything else, you? Well, I mean, a little bit of sympathy would be nice, so you kind of left me homeless for the night. You sigh defeated and look around. There's nothing much to really do in this situation, besides look for a hotel. No, that's it, thank you. Please call me as soon as my apartment is ready. Of course, good day. Unamused, unimpressed, disappointed with all of you. Shameful. With that, they hung up and left you standing in front of the building. You should have already been in by now. Shoot! Now what? You shove your hands in your pockets absent-mindedly and feel the hard piece of paper crunch against your fist. You pull the paper out of your pocket and suddenly remember Mason. Huh, yeah, right. I was lucky to afford this apartment. I can't buy a house right now. Still, it wouldn't hurt to call and see what's available. Haven't we already paid a deposit for this apartment though? Isn't that how it works? You have to pay a deposit and a guarantor form or something. You know what? Simply because Mason sat down and gave me bad flashbacks to preachers, I'm gonna look for a hotel. You decide it's probably a better idea to go find a reasonably priced hotel than waste your time with realtors. You find yourself in what seems to be the heart of the city, the many buildings and stores almost feeling as if they're closing in around you. All right, hotel, downtown areas usually have hotels, right? Lost? Lonely? You didn't call me, you? Whoa, Mason? What? Were you following me? How silly. No, my dear buyer. I am simply that good. #1 realtor in all of the Uncali Valley. After all, I am very sure you remember this, right? Nope, I completely forgot. You're not memorable, Mason. You clearly need a place to go, and I have the perfect house just waiting for you to be inside it. Am I gonna die in this house, Mason? I feel like I'm gonna die in it. Huh. Weird. How do you know my name? He just stared at you, clearly refusing to answer. Listen, I'm just looking for a hotel. You know, hotel? You make sure to really announce the word hotel to him, as if he didn't understand. You really wanted to get the seller off your back. A hotel? The tall gentleman seemed to be struggling with processing what you told him. Something was even creepier when he frowned than when he smiled, which was shocking. Oh, my dear poor buyer. You are so confused and lost, I see. He was not listening. Listen, just come with me. Take a look around this lovely 3-bedroom home with me. If you don't absolutely fall in love with it, I will personally pay for your hotel stay while I search for a house that suits your specific needs. You didn't like how his last sentence was almost a purr. Actually, we didn't like how his last sentence was said with a wink. That's what we didn't like. But if he was being honest about paying for the hotel, what did you have to lose? You could just humor him for an hour and tell him no when he's done with his little speech. No, you! Do you not understand? You don't go to a second location with the kidnappers. That's how you die. All right, Mason. You wore me down. Oh, come look at this house you found for me. Perfect. I can assure you, you will love this 2-garage domicile that is just starving to meet you. Is this house alive? Am I about to be consumed by the monster house? You were about to question his choice of words when you were abruptly cut off from the sensation of a long, bony hand wrapping around your forearm, almost dragging you along with him as he headed towards God knows where. Maybe you made a mistake. Did I? Did I make a mistake? I seem to be the one that's the voice of reason here. I seem to be saying we shouldn't have gone. It felt like he'd been walking for an hour in an awkward silence, struggling to keep up with the strange realtor's long and fast strides, when he finally stopped abruptly, forcing you to bump roughly into his back. He didn't budge at all from the force of your weight against his back. You jumped back, trying to hide the red of your cheeks from the embarrassment. Sorry. You looked over the huge house before you, the for sale sign glaringly obvious on the curb. This is the house? Oh, do you see something you like after all? I'm not surprised. This house is very good condition. You don't think I can seriously afford this place, right? This place is huge. Quite the flatterer, I see. I assure you, the price is very reasonable. and I'm willing to haggle greatly. The seller is simply looking to sell fast. You look back at the house. Something had to be up with this. It was sounding more and more fishy the more this realtor talked it up. Okay, what's the catch then? Catch? Yeah, come on, man. Why is the seller trying to get rid of this beautiful house? Did someone die in it or something? That's a yes. Of course not. His pause worried you greatly. But you were pretty sure you read somewhere that realtors had to disclose that information to you. Or something, right? Simply come inside and take a look around. No strings attached. You'll love it when you see the insides. You won't be able to walk away from a deal like this, dear buyer. Something definitely felt wrong about all of this, but you were already here. See, the sensible idea would be leave, but my problem is now I'm convinced this is a murder house, and I want to go inside to have a look. Okay, we're gonna go inside. I know I've been criticized and saying we should leave, but I'm a hypocrite. Alright, let's go check it out then. Don't get your hopes up though, Mr. Tallow. Oh, I have no doubts that you'll be instantly attached when you see it. He roughly grabs your arm again, his sharp fingernails digging in roughly as you follow him up the concrete walkway to the bright red door. How long have you been searching for a buyer for this place? You decide to ask to lighten the mood up a little. You notice Mason staring intently ahead at the door, his eyes looking almost hungry as he ushers you through the door and into the living room. Oh, this place is pretty nice. You look around at the stand-in furniture and run your fingers along the couch. Oh, it's warm? In fact, the whole place feels really uncomfortably warm and humid. Hey, do you think we could turn the AC on or something? It's a bit hot in here. It's a little hard to focus. Do you absolutely love this house? It's a little early for that. I haven't even seen any of the other rooms. Oh, he didn't like that answer. I don't feel very good. Can I sit down? Am I being cooked alive by this entire house? Is this just one elaborate oven? Oh, by all means. Make yourself comfortable, dear buyer. You stumble ahead, the room spinning around you. You grab onto the couch to steady yourself and see the walls melting around you. Oh, this is different. I'm not gonna lie, I love what you've done with the place. The blood splatters are to die for. Oh, what the hell? Oh, what's the matter, dear buyer? Are my guts alarming? Please don't fret. I promise it'll be quick enough. My enzymes will be sure to knock you out before the digestion process becomes too unbearable. The house is alive! I knew it! Wait, so is he the house? What? What are you? You try to steady yourself, but Mason grabs you roughly by the throat and throws you down, pressing you hard against the floor. You try in vain to keep yourself propped up, your eyes growing heavier and your nostrils filling with the sickly sweet smell engulfing the room. Just relax, dear buyer. You're going to make my value skyrocket. He was pressing his body against you hard, making sure your face was against the floor. It was warm and kind of soft. You started letting your eyes slowly close as tiredness and the sickly smell lured you to sleep. Maybe this wasn't so bad, you thought. You were so tired and just didn't want to fight anymore. You could feel a stinging sensation against your exposed skin, burning you slowly, but you didn't have the energy to fight Mason or the house anymore. Oh, I definitely feel like I'm about to die. Or maybe you should say Mason the house. You finally let your eyelids drop, breathing in slowly and deep for the last time as the house slowly digested you. You did it! Okay, so I get the housewarming ending. Okay, so I know there's 2 endings when we die and 2 when we live. So I'm gonna wonder if... what if we were like just the nicest person possible to him? Or what if we try just to like avoid going... well, clearly one of the other ones is this we leave, right? So we'll go get that one first because we know for a fact where that one is. Okay, so where do we just choose to leave instead? You just can't shake your nervous feeling and decide it's better to get out of here. You sure he'll understand? You weren't planning to buy it anyway. Listen, Mr. Tello, I think I'm gonna have to drop out of the walkthrough. I don't want to lead you on a sale after all. I'm sure you'll find someone who will love this place. He's unhappy with our response. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go now. I'm so sorry for wasting your time. I'll hold on to your card, so I will for sure call when I'm ready to buy a house. I appreciate your time. Mason just stared at you for a few moments before walking backwards towards the house, stepping carefully down the concrete path and through the door, his head peeking out a few moments to sadly plead to you before disappearing. You could have sworn you heard a low rumbling growl emitting from the house before you left. Did I live then? It felt like hours before you finally made your way back into the city. You were so tired. You had to find a hotel as soon as possible. You jumped at the sound of your phone ringing suddenly in your pocket and quickly answered it, fumbling with the touchscreen. Hello, you? Yes, that's me. How can I help you? Yes, we've solved that little issue we were having. So if you'd like to go ahead and go to your apartment, it's all ready for you. Oh my gosh, really? That's great news. Thank you, I'll head right there. We look forward to your business, and remember, Uncanny Valley Apartment Company is dedicated to finding the perfect home for you. Our realtor free guarantee since 1992. Click. You didn't have time to think about that odd tagline. You were just so happy you could finally go home and rest your weary head and lay off your poor sore feet. Wait. Hold up here. Why is John Doe here? Am I that same you? You were just so excited to get home, you rushed through the streets of the city. Wait! Is this gonna be like the Prelude? Is this essentially the origins of the John Doe story? That makes so much more sense about why the apartment's the same! Oh, that's so cool! I love that! You couldn't wait to just get to sleep. It's been a long day. And thus began the obsession of Doe. I don't know why this makes me so happy, but it does! Okay, so what if we did things a little bit differently? What? Do we want to wander aimlessly or do we want to head to the apartments? How about if we just head straight to the apartments without seeing the realtor first? I'm so beat from that 6-hour bus drive. I should just head to the apartments and order a pizza or something. The classic move-in food. Okay, so everything's the same so far, and we can't get in because there's problems. How about we just be nice? We'll just give up this time. You sigh, but ultimately decide it's better to just be patient. You don't know what the company might be going through right now. Thank you. Please give me a call when my apartment is ready. Yes, of course. Have a good day, you. With that, they hung up and left you standing in front of the building. You should have already been in by now. Shoot, now what? You shove your hands in your pockets absent-mindedly and feel a hard piece of paper crunch against your fist. You pull the paper out of your pocket. Wait, I haven't met Mason though, did I? No, I haven't met Mason in this... We didn't meet Mason though, we went straight to the apartment. A little confused. Okay, so I don't know if actually that's supposed to happen, because we haven't met him, I swear. We went straight from the map to the apartments, and the apartments called Thingy, so we should not have Mason's call. But oh well, okay, we're just gonna call Mason, because that's clearly a different option. Yeah, I don't see the harm in blowing some time looking at pretty houses I'll never afford. At least it's something to do. No answer. So much for being the #1 realtor in Uncali Valley. Ah. Oh, that was me saying that. Sorry. Hello, and thank you for your call. Are you ready to see your dream house today? Were you just waiting here for me to call you? How ridiculous! I am simply the best in the city, always waiting for the prospective buyer's call. I am always ready to show you your brand new life. This guy was starting to worry you greatly, but he was already here. It'd be rude to ask him to leave. Oh, we could change our mind. Oh, if we change our mind and we don't go with him and we don't go to the house, do we think that means we'll never meet John? Because we won't be walking back through the town, right? So what if we just say we change our mind? Actually, I think I might just go look for a hotel. I'm really sorry to make you come all this way out here. I'm just not interested in buying a whole house yet. I think we've made him a little bit deranged. He stared at you for several uncomfortable moments, the sickly grin seeming more full of malice than it did previously. Finally, he brought his hands from behind his back, straightening up his coat even more and adjusting his little house-shaped label pin. I will be waiting for your call, my dear buyer. And with that, he turned and walked away briskly. It felt relieving to see him finally leave. Now you can finally get back to figuring out what you should do next. You finally arrive at the heart of the city, the sounds of the city ringing in your ears and enveloping you. You're thankful the Uncali Valley isn't a huge city, and it has a warm, quaint feeling to it. You begin to search the many building signs for a hotel. Finally, you find one sticking out like a beautiful white beacon. You rush in quickly and ring the little bell for service and check-in. You finally find your room, tears filling your eyes upon seeing the big, soft bed nestled in the center of the room. You quickly shed your shoes and jump on top of it with your entire body, letting yourself slowly sink into the plush mattress. I'm so tired. I can't wait to sleep in my own home. But right now, this is the best feeling I've ever had. You slowly let yourself drift off, your body feeling as if it was being enveloped by a warm marshmallow. You think about where your life is going and smile to yourself, knowing that you made it. You have an apartment waiting. You moved all by yourself, and the gas station approved your application. You lived! And I got the checked-in ending. Okay, but I don't think that is gonna be the canon ending. I'm pretty sure the Doe saw you is gonna be canon, because it explains why he's so obsessed with us, or at least when he first saw us. But yeah, no, this just clarified we are in fact you from John Doe, and we have been approved to work at the gas station with our stalker, Mr. Doe. Wow, we had a rough life. I mean, even before we were getting stalked, a house tried to eat us. Okay, so let's do the last selection, which is wander aimlessly. I think it'd be fun to get the lay of the land today. Just a little walk around the area to see what's around and all. After wandering for a good hour, you find yourself at what looks to be a business district. You're shocked to see such a tall skyscraper in such a small city. You find a comfortable bench to rest and drink some water, watching the businessmen scurrying past you on the sidewalk. They all look pretty similar to one another. You notice one of them looks more out of place than the others. Instead of the hyper-focused gaze that marks the other faces, he looks sad. You wonder about him for a moment, when suddenly, a very tall older gentleman stands directly in front of you, towering over you and staring directly into your eyes. Hello? Can I help you, sir? He stares a moment longer before adjusting his bright red blazer, brushing his hair back, only for half of it to fall right back down into his face. You're new in town, lost and wandering. You need a place to call your own. The way he talks surprised you. Okay, so we've had this one, so we can skip this. You decide to sit on the bench for a little while longer. You notice that businessman you were contemplating is gone now. You sigh and push yourself off the bench and make your way to your new home. Okay, so this should all be the same. Yes, it is. You know what, we'll just be nice about it again. There we go. And now, yes, call Mason. Okay, so what was this time we just go with him? Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in going with him. He's just trying to do his job, right? He may be a bit pushy, but realtors always are like that. Alright, Mason, let's go and look at this house. Okay, so I know I need a death ending, so the only option I can think of is to go inside. You shakily stumble over to the couch, your hands helplessly grasping at the warm leather. You gasp, surprised as Mason grabs you by the shoulders, guiding you to the middle of the couch and helping you sit down. You try to steady yourself, rubbing your head in an attempt to stop the sickening vertigo. Can we maybe crack a window or something? It's getting really hot. I don't know what's wrong with me. You know something. There's a terrible shame, dear buyer. You glance up at the room, still wobbling around you, making it more and more difficult to stay upright. What? I was beginning to enjoy your company. It's not often I find such a responsive buyer, and it does become awfully benign, simply eating everyone who comes over. Your eyes have difficulty processing the melting walls around you, becoming more and more organic and even meaty in texture, and you start to notice a strange, sickly sweet smell that you hadn't noticed a moment ago. Breathing it in makes you even more dizzy, and you slowly slump down on the warm, fleshy-like couch. Eat? Ah, yes. You're new in town. This must be very confusing for you, correct? That's all right. You don't need to talk. I will simply explain the situation. After all, I am Uncali Valley's #1 realtor, and I have been doing this for a very long time. Though, it's been decades since I found someone so receptive, and other folks here in the valley hate explaining anything. A very lucky chance you met me first. Hey, Creeper, getting awfully close there. You could feel Mason crawl over you onto the couch, his hands placed carefully next to your head as he leaned in close to speak in your ear. He felt extremely warm to touch as his skin brushed against yours. You see, dear buyer, being the #1 realtor comes with its responsibilities. I'm not like the other realtors, you see. I take great care in what I do, unlike those who simply want a quick snack. It's become so hard here in the valley to find buyers. The other realtors have taken to simply snatching and running. Quite barbaric, wouldn't you agree? Mason gently cupped your cheeks as he spoke. You were shocked he was being so kind. You could feel him nodding your head for your in agreement to what he was saying. No. My value is much, much higher. I find only the finest buyers to incorporate into something much greater than themselves. I can't just have any tenants to eat, now can I? I have standards, and I will not stoop to such low behaviors. You weakly nod your head yourself with his help, not entirely comprehending what he was saying or talking about. His words sounding further and further away as your body grew heavier, and it felt as if you were sinking into the meat of the couch. I just knew you'd understand. I suppose, since we're getting over so close now, I could drop my own facade. It does get tired controlling this, albeit quite handsome, cumbersome little law. You watched as Mason's eyes grew dimmer and his body fell limp, still being held up by something, but his limbs no longer retaining their rigidity. Quite impressive, isn't it? With such an attractive law, it's become quite easy to bring in such tasty, prospective buyers the old-fashioned way. I suppose it's just my luck to be so gorgeous naturally. It's clearly no wonder how I became the #1 realtor. Right, dearest buyer? Why does it look like you're being hung? Just what are you, realtor? You blearily watched as Mason was yanked backwards and upward towards the fleshy lamp on the ceiling. You noticed the umbilical cord-like rope protruding from his neck as he hung there limply. You wanted to scream, cry, or anything, but your body was totally paralyzed at this point, and all you could feel was the growing, burning sensation as something hot slowly seeped through your clothes onto your skin. I truly wish I could make the digestion process slower than this. I truly do, dearest buyer. I would greatly enjoy some stimulating conversation. Alas, this is how it simply is, and always has been, and I have not eaten in quite some time. Perhaps in another world, another time, we could have spent more time in each other's company. I'm sure you understand that one must eat, though, and I am truly grateful to you, dear buyer. Mason's voice was no longer coming from his limp, lifeless body, but instead sounded as if it was coming from the very walls around you. You could hear him sigh wistfully, and the walls looked as if they were breathing along with it. I will always think of you, long after you become part of me. Oh no, I'm part of the house. Part of the house, part of the crew. You finally allowed your heavy eyelids to close as you sunk deeper against the warm couch. You could feel the meaty fabric of the couch moving to cover you up like a soft blanket, almost tucking you in as you let yourself slip into a sleep you'd never wake up from again. I got the offer accepted ending! Or in other words, the polite consumption ending. I enjoyed that. I was not expecting John Doe Prelude. That was great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that playthrough of House Hunted. I feel sorry for you. Clearly their movement to Uncali Valley was disastrous from the start, even down to their very first house buy. As always, if you want to check out the game, I'll leave the link in the description below. If you've enjoyed your time here, then please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. And I definitely recommend you check out John Doe after this game, because like I said, this is the prelude towards it. Other than that, I hope you have a spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.